Y'all, you don't know. You do not know right now. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. And I'm about to tell y'all. What's going on? It's your boy Lieutenant Dan here from Unintentional Grounding live from Orlando, Florida. And before I get into the chat and start saying hi, I just heard some. Let me just back for a second. I just heard some ignorance from an Eagles fan on Vacha Lombardi's show, which is live right now. They're talking about what's going on with the NFL. They're making their pick'ems. They're talking about how, this team's going to win this team's going to win that. This is why this team's going to win. And I just got a man sitting in the chat. By the way, I just left Vacha Lombardi's Draft Talk as their head admin. So now I am full-time here, full-time on the Facebook page, full-time on the website. So y'all check out all of that. The links are in the description. But after making a good life choice for stress, I'm listening to Vacha Lombardi's show tonight. And an Eagles fan comes on the phone, calls into his channel, and says that the Eagles are going to beat the Falcons tomorrow. Okay, look, I'll step back real quick and just say, I don't know who's going to win tomorrow. I can be as positive or as, educated as I possibly can be, but I don't know what's going to happen as far as mental philosophy and mental breakdowns, flags and penalties, what the zebras will call and what they will not call, the weather situation, injuries. Let there be whatever God there is, that there will not be injuries for either team on Thursday night. I hope that is not the case. But I'm sitting here, listen to me, y'all. I'm sitting here and I'm listening to this guy named Comrade Tokyo. Big Eagles fan. Calls into Vacha Lombardi's show all the time. And he goes, the Philadelphia Eagles have improved more than the Falcons have improved. And we were a worse team winning the Super Bowl last year. We can beat you this year in the first game in Philadelphia. And I just sit back and I go, how do you know that we didn't improve? Doesn't answer my question. How do you know that we didn't improve? Where are the facts? Where are the facts that you are better at every single position? And while listening to him, not only on this call, but also him typing in the chat and YouTube, he made no points whatsoever, did not break down a single thing about why the Atlanta Falcons will lose to the Philadelphia Eagles. So let me sit back. Let me get comfortable, and let me tell you why I think the Atlanta Falcons will beat the Philadelphia Eagles tomorrow night at 8:30 Eastern Time. After playing the Eagles in 2017 in the postseason in Philadelphia, and after losing on a fourth down throw into the back of the end zone that Julio Jones did not catch, the Atlanta Falcons had to trot themselves back home and rewrite the book. Rewrite the book completely. Before I get into this full rant, I'm going to go into the chat. And I'm going to say hi to every single one of my subs because that's how I roll, damn it. Amanda N, Jason Ty, Zamir, John Thompson, Brian Long, Christopher Perkins, James Dockery, Rise Up from Kentucky, Hunzolo, Jazzy Jeff, the real Pat Man, Xavier Tuggle, and Edward Godsay. Good to see all of y'all. I will step back, and I will admit that this is a rage-induced conversation that I'm about to have. So please be aware that I may not get every single time right. And thank you, Amanda, for throwing that into the chat. I appreciate it. Andre, good to see you, man. Rise up. Stay grounded. But let me step back after this Eagles fan comes on, talks on Voch Lombardi's show. He's live right now. Go listen to him a little bit later after the show is done. And he says that, not Voch, but this comrade Tokyo folk comes in and says that the Atlanta Falcons have not improved as much as the Philadelphia Eagles. And because of that, with a lesser team last year, they were able to beat the Falcons in Philadelphia. This year, with a better team, that they will beat the Falcons even worse. And I step back. Jason Tran and Brandon, good to see you guys in here. Cookie by Nature, right you for the win. Darnell Lee, good to see all of you guys in the chat. But I step back and I go, an Eagles fan is telling me that my team, hold on one second, this is not without facts. I'm not just going to rant to rant. That's why I don't call into Voch's shows, because I get onto a rant and I throw too many facts down, and Voch can't handle it, the chat can't handle it, nobody else can handle it, only Falcons fans can handle this nonsense. But I step back and I go, what have the Eagles done truly to improve themselves more than they already were last year? You're putting an unproven corner out there in Sidney Jones, who was going to be a top corner in the draft that he was taken, but he got hurt. We don't know how healthy he is. We don't know how well he's played. And so I won't speculate on that other than I haven't seen him play a regular season game. So why are you telling me that apparently he is an upgrade over the corner that you just released and allowed the Saints to pick up? You are telling me that your run game will be the same, that your passing game will be the same, that your offensive line play will be the same, that your defensive line, which will be missing one piece, I believe, and you're putting in Alohi Nada as an extra for that defense. You're taking one piece out of that, and you're telling me that my team can't expose that at all. You're also telling me that the Atlanta Falcons have not improved at all. In fact, actually, you did not lay down a single factoid about the Atlanta Falcons as it pertains to their improvement. Not like us Falcons fans truly know either what we have, but at least we have glimpses after going to practices, after going to preseason games, after watching the moves that are being made. You're telling me that Wes Schweitzer at right guard, the improvement of Brandon Fusco there, is not going to make a difference? You're telling me that Tevin Coleman getting more reps this year, not only in the run game, but in the pass game, is not going to be a difference maker in this matchup? You're telling me that the inclusion of a third wide receiver that has amazing potential and promise, listed at one of the biggest, baddest college football schools in the country as their leading wide receiver, you're telling me that guy is not going to be an improvement, will not be a game changer in this event? You're telling me that a healthy Devontae Freeman and Julio Jones make no difference whatsoever, and you diss my quarterback, Matt Ryan, and say that he is going to be flat on his ass most of the game. You, sir, are out of your gourd. You're out of your gourd because you don't know my team. Don't act like you do, son. This is 2018. This ain't 2017. And I'm Machine Gun Kelly right now. I'm going to blast you with my scope, bruh. Don't come at me with this, well, last year we were worse and we beat you. We were one play from beating you, son. I'll walk out here. I will retool my team. I'll watch them do it. I'll report on it. I'll break the film down. And then I'll watch you week 1 and we'll gun you down. Don't come in here with that casual fan talk and tell me that Steve Sarkisian year 1 to Steve Sarkisian year 2 is not going to be an improvement, that Greg Knapp is not coming in here and helping him improve what he has. You didn't mention any of that. You didn't mention any of that. You didn't mention the depth we have on our defensive line, the players that have improved at linebacker, and the ridiculous amount of improvement from the secondary, especially Demonte Casey, who will be playing in this game. You're telling me that you didn't do your homework on my team, but I know just enough about your team that I know that there are weaknesses to be exposed, that the right side of your line is going to get exposed, that you're one less wide receiver and one less dominant corner, and you don't mean something, that all of these players just suddenly looking good in these practice games is going to elevate you to the next level. It's saying that this is going to be a damn close game. Don't blink, because it could end very quick. It could be a slugfest, or it could be an explosion of points. They don't know. They're saying it's within 3 points, bruh. And you're telling me that you're Jones, Demonte Casey, Robert Alford, Desmond Trufant, Keanu Neal, Ricardo Allen, newly acquired McLean, Jack Crawford fully healthy, Derek Shelby, Brooks Reed. You're telling me that ragtag bunch is... But you're telling me all of those guys right here, I don't care what team you're coming from to listen to this content. You're telling me that you know from a crystal ball that the Eagles are leaps and bounds better over the Atlanta Falcons, and you didn't do your homework on my team? Don't come at me like that. I'm not even going to pretend that I know your team up and down, 53-man roster, and expose every piece of this. I'm just like you, Comrade Tokyo. I sit back and I watch the games and I go, this is all I can tell you. I didn't come out here and start throwing slander down and telling everybody that the Falcons are going to whoop ass. I calmly came in here and I said my expectations are X, Y, and Z. And y'all punk ass decides to come in here and tell me and all the Falcons fans in here that apparently an injured Freeman who shouldn't have been playing and an inconsistent football team on the offensive side of the ball who were trying to learn what Steve Sarkisian was trying to implement, that those guys didn't improve, didn't learn anything from their past mistakes, that this team won't be any more ready, that they will lose. And here's a great one. Here's a great one for all of y'all. This is great. This is great. This is great. Listen to this. This is great. You're gonna choke on whatever you're drinking. Finish. I'll give you 2 seconds. I'll give you 2 seconds to finish what you were drinking, or making sure that you don't have anything that you're eating right now, because you're gonna spit all over the place. But this was the major point that Comrade Tokyo, the Eagles fan, had against the Atlanta Falcons. The major reason why they're going to fail in Philly. They failed before, and they're not good against East Coast teams. They have failed before, and they're not good against East Coast teams. Now, let me get this straight. The Atlanta Falcons, who play the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, the New Orleans Saints, the Carolina Panthers, that have multiple times played against the Dallas Cowboys, played against your Eagles, by the way, and we've beaten you. The Giants, the Jets, the Redskins, the Ravens. I would count a lot of those as East Coast teams, and we have beaten them. But we're not. We're not good against East Coast teams. We're not good against East Coast teams. Our record against the East Coast teams, by the way, not provided. Not provided. I'm not even going to go try to search up that stat. That is digging. That is called digging through the interwebs into the dark web to try to find each and every game and then write them down. I'm just spitballing on teams that from 2008 until now that Matt Ryan has beaten that's been on the East Coast. Most of them. At least once. But guys, we're going to lose game one, okay? We're going to lose game one because we're not good against East Coast teams. And Jay Ajayi is going to run all over us. Jay Ajayi is going to run all over us. And a completely healthy, by the way, just want to let this fact out here. The only team in the NFL that does not have an IR player on the PUP, or major injury concern going into week one is the Atlanta Falcons. They're the only team. That fact was just stated. We're the only team that does not have multiple players on the IR or are questionable for week one. We're all go. Houston, we are about to lift off. Countdown T-minus tomorrow. See you there. Hope you show up to play the goddamn game. Because if you're not going to show up and play the game, if you're not going to come and play the game smart, then what will happen is that 3-point spread will jump into the Falcons' favor and they will win. In what Vegas is calling to be an incredibly close game. 3 points. That's the spread, y'all. With an upgraded right guard, more touches for Tico, a healthy Freeman, a new weapon in Calvin Ridley. Austin Hooper was a complete ghost in the game against the Eagles. He comes out with Paulson and with Saubert, who are both guys that watch out for. They could become something special. And you're telling me a completely healthy offensive line with a completely healthy Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu, who is 100% dedicated to take this team to a Super Bowl, that this offense is just going to fold like a flan in a cupboard? The only question we have is not our offensive coordinator. It's not our team's health. It's not our depth on our team. It's not a scheme that we are going to run. The only question that we have, and it would have been the one that would have beaten us, beaten y'all, but I'm going to step back and say, but it is what it is. 2018, the only questions for the Atlanta Falcons are consistency and momentum. And those are the two factoids that you need to shove down your throat and swallow like a hard pill, because the Atlanta Falcons were one of the most inconsistent teams last year, one of the highest drop ball rates in the NFL. And you're going to come up to me like, oh, I run the place. I got a Super Bowl ring. I run the place now. Kid, you better sit down. There's 31 other teams in this league that are going to be gunning for you. And your division got a little bit better. Your conference you played in is like the NBA West, the Western Conference. And the other teams that are around on your schedule are tough as nails. You got to play against the Jags. Just remember that. You got to play against the Jags. Hope y'all escape that one. Wouldn't it be sad if you were to lose to the Jags and that would I don't know, snowball into something? You have a lot of nicked up guys to start the season. Some guys that may not even be able to go. Is this going to be the telltale sign of the Philadelphia Eagles going into the season? The only question I have for my team is consistency. Where are you? Your team has questions about health. My team has no questions about health. My team has questions about consistency, whether we can go out there and run the ball consistently. We can do what we want to do to stretch defenders and then hit guys over the middle for passing plays. If we can run the ball effectively to the outsides, causing them to have to play more nickel defense, which plays into our strengths. If they can't shut it down with our improvements, if we can go toe-to-toe for them, then that 3-point spread ain't far off now, is it? That 3-point spread may swing to our favor. I'm not telling you the Falcons are going to win. I'm not telling you the Falcons are going to win. I'm laying the entire blueprint out of only straight facts and truth about the Atlanta Falcons. There, you're educated now. I've told you everything about the Atlanta Falcons. If you're not impressed by what the Atlanta Falcons have done through the draft, through their development of players, through the guys that they have been able to keep healthy coming up to week 1, if you are not impressed by that grouping, you're delirious. You have casual fan glasses on, and you are, I'm at home, and we won the Super Bowl, and I'm going to drink and toast to our victories, and Thursday night's going to come and go, and we're going to still be fine. I have laid the blueprint of every single little tiny thing that the Atlanta Falcons are going to do, and you are still living in a world of fantasy. Here's the reality. When my team smacks some of your guys in the mouth and this becomes real, then we'll talk. If my team gets beaten down by your team, then it's back to the drawing board for us. It sounds like you got to not have to say any facts or any truths or really even know anything outside of the facts that the Eagles are going to get lucky. My team's angry, upset, emotionally charged for this game. Every single veteran is incredibly upset with themselves, but the coaching staff is also upset too. And the guys coming in here are going to keep us calm. We're a veteran presence. We're not little boys anymore. And just because you went on and were able to beat the New England Patriots, who are starting to fall down that cliff, and I said it, the New England Patriots are falling down the cliff. Don't expect them to just waltz into a Super Bowl this year. Expect them to lose some games. Expect them to show some weakness. And that's going to be the same thing with you. Don't think that a Super Bowl hangover does not exist. The Atlanta Falcons felt it. And we still made it back to the playoffs last year. And we beat the #1 offense in the league and almost beat you too. So don't you dare think that you're just better than us just because you got away with one. Don't think that you're better than us just because you paid attention on ESPN notifications that the Atlanta Falcons are not on your notification squad, that the Eagles are, and that you got notified by ESPN or by Bleacher Report or whoever you're getting your notifications from, that we got this guy. That automatically makes us better. You don't even know if those guys are going to gel well. You don't know if any of those guys are going to get called for flags and penalties. You don't know what the turnout is going to be. And this is why guessing the schedule is dumb. This is why guessing the schedule is dumb. Why do I need to guess the NFL schedule and whether or not the Falcons are going to win this or the Falcons are going to win that? All I can tell you is the facts and the truth. If we play this way, we do this, we stay true to ourselves, we're going to win games. Period. Maybe I'm a little emotionally charged. Maybe I should calm down. Stay grounded. That's what that whole hashtag is about. That's what the whole mantra of this show is. Stay grounded. Don't let people get to you. Don't let them blow up and make you fly up into the air, into outer space, and into the sun. But bro, you tried to fill me with hot air and see if I was going to jettison myself into outer space. Oh my goodness, I'm losing it. The Falcons put me in some pit of misery. All that happened was you energized me once I got towards the sun. I came down like a freaking comet. I smashed in here and I just laid down the facts, and you've got nothing. You've got nothing, no evidence to tell me to the contrary that the Atlanta Falcons will not be a force to be reckoned with when it comes down to playing in Philadelphia with very little to worry about. You're coming in here and you're telling me that the Eagles are going to just whoop on the Falcons, and you're going to give me these crap facts, these alternative facts that tell me that the Atlanta Falcons are going to get their asses beat. Back the f up. Let me step back for a second. Let me just step back for a second. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Brianna, what's going on? Good to see you in here. PSN, David Wright, Johnny Paul. Good to see all of y'all in here. Rise up, stay grounded. Falconator HD, good to see you in here too, buddy. Grande, good to see you in here. Holland, good to see you in here. Man, there's so many people that I wish that I could constantly just be like, hi, how's it going? I see new people come in here, and I'm trying not to be hot and lose my rant. But after laying down that blueprint for y'all, is there really any chance that the Atlanta Falcons just drop a goose egg? Of course. Of course. Bad days. Anything, any given Sunday, right? Can we step back for a second as just Falcons fans? Can we all just say this for a second? Any given Sunday. Any given Sunday, right? Any given Sunday, the Atlanta Falcons could go out and beat the Patriots or the Eagles or the Packers or the Saints. We just put up any XXXXX team, put that team up there and let them play the Falcons any given Sunday, right? We could lay a goose egg, or we could go out there and blow them out by 45. That is the nature of the game. Staying true to yourself, having an identity, and playing better than the refs officiate. And then everything else is up to luck, which determines everything and nothing. But don't, Eagles fans, Comrade Tokyo, don't go on Vach's show and think for a second that you can throw alternative facts my way, tell me to leave Vach's stream, that I'm not welcome there, and don't think that I'm going to drop an atomic bomb right on your head of all the Falcons facts that you just missed. Don't think for a god. And Vach picks us, by the way. Vach picked the Atlanta Falcons to spank the Philadelphia Eagles. And I just sat back and was like, all right, well, Vach must see something. I see one thing. Vach sees another. And apparently, Comrade Tokyo, the biggest casual Eagles fan of them all, just decided to come in here and say, oh, yeah, the Eagles are going to smash Falcons. Jay Ajayi, he's going to run on y'all. Shoo. I done seen about everything, but I ain't seen an elephant fly. and here's what really bugs me. That I can't call into Vach's shows because it's like $1 a minute. Call into Vach's show. That's why I stopped calls coming into my show, because I didn't want my Patreons and my grounders, my subscribers, to call in on a service that's charging them money. I want them to pay for my content, not to pay to call in to be on my content. I want them to donate, not to be charged. So I can't call in to Vach's show to say, Comrade, you're a joke. But I can come on my own show and go, you know what, Comrade? I done seen about everything, but I ain't seen an elephant fly. And until you prove that you are the same team from last year with more talent, so-and-so, major sarcasm here, but you're so enlightened team, some team of grand stature, that you've gotten better this offseason. Until you prove that you are a better team than last year, I don't believe you. Show me. There's a really common thing that I see. There's a really common thing that I see in professional wrestling that applies to this right here, and y'all don't go anywhere. This is really funny. But in Japan, wrestlers who feel like they're being disrespected by the other wrestler in the ring and that they're overpowering them, who have talked a lot of smack, a lot of shit before the match. This happens in boxing too, professional boxing. But they talk a lot of shit. And then they come out and they get beat up a little bit. It's not as easy as they thought it was going to be. The one wrestler will start kicking and slapping the head of the other wrestler who's down on one knee, signifying that one wrestler is not interested. So, like, is this all that you had? Is this it? And the down wrestler will get up and stare them in the face. And the first wrestler, who is unimpressed by the lackluster performance, will start asking him, was that all? Where's your fighting spirit? Where's your work? Well, comrade, I'm standing here. I'm in the middle of the ring. You're down on one knee. I have thrown the facts out. You have not answered. I'm going to start slapping you and kicking you in the head and telling you, hey, buddy, if the Eagles get punched in the mouth and they don't win this game by a bajillion points like you're saying, or if we beat you tomorrow, then what? Then what? I'm unimpressed by your smack talk. I don't come to sports channels or my own channel to talk smack. I'm here to only lay down truth and put down film breakdowns for my grounders, for my subscribers, for my Patreon peeps. I'm not here for you. And you coming in on a show that I am told that I am the right-hand man, that I am up there in Vach's list. We hang, we're bros. We break down film. We support each other. You telling me to leave the chat just because you think your team got better, even though my team improved, your team improved more, and somehow you didn't do any fact-checking on my team, whether or not there's comparison when you line them up and stack them up next to each other and start measuring? Bro. Take a step back. Just take a step back. Walk back with that nonsense and understand that in a civil conversation, we can both go, neither one of us know what team is going to show up against the Eagles or against the Falcons tomorrow. No one knows. We can guesstimate till the sun rises and sets. We can prophesize until we are blue in the face on every social media platform. But it won't mean a thing until they play the game. That's why we play the game, right? To prove if one or the other is better. If my coaching's better than your coaching, if my quarterback's better than your quarterback, if my offense does better than your offense, can beat your defense, and my defense beats yours, we will see what will happen on Thursday. Don't catch me. Don't catch me out here saying that my team's going to beat your ass, because I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and lie to my subscribers' faces. I'm not going to sit here and lie to Eagles guys and gals that we're going to beat Eagle ass, because I don't know. I don't know. I have confidence in my team, but I stay grounded. That's the point of the show. That's the point of me being Lieutenant Dan. That's the point of what I do here on YouTube and on social media. To be the voice of goddamn reason. The one person, even if I am liked or I am hated, to be the one person that will stand in the middle and go, these are the facts, these are the truths, and this is how justice is weighed. I will do it at 2 in the morning. I will do it at 2 in the afternoon. I'll do it when you're sleeping. And I'll do it when you're working the 9 to 5. Because unlike a lot of other YouTubers out here, I am going to put the work down. Don't you sleep on me for 2018. This entire channel is going to go freaking bananas. My content quality is about to just blow up. We're done talking about the Eagles and Falcons and Comrade Tokyo for just a second. I'm just going to project the future very quickly. My crystal ball. I'm going to get this out, rub it really quick, look into it, shake it. Am I going to have a better channel by the end of this year? You damn straight, because I'm going to work my ass off to get there. And it's people like the people in the chat right now and the people that are supporting me on Patreon, the people that are following me on Twitter and Instagram, they're the ones pushing me forward. They're the ones sharing my content to others and saying, hey, this guy's not batshit crazy. Maybe we should listen to this guy. Maybe, for just a second, we should actually step back and listen to a guy that's saying, hey, look, these are the facts. Atlanta's improved. The Eagles have improved. The Eagles have some injuries. The Falcons aren't injured. Falcons are ready to go. It's in the Eagle Stadium. There might be some weather. We don't know what the Zebras are going to do. I bet you they'll throw yellow painted flags all over the field over guys lowering helmets. I'll bet they'll make some silly calls. But I don't know that for sure. But the other things I do, those are the facts. Falcons have upgraded at key positions. The Falcons have gotten more talent. The Eagles have gotten some new talent. The Eagles have upgraded at some positions. The Eagles have injuries. And it's projected to rain. This will be one of those games. Prepare yourselves. If the Falcons walk out Thursday, I'm calling up Vash Lombardi. I don't care how many dollars it is per minute. I'm going to call him, spend $50 or something, and say, hey, guess what? Comrade Tokyo, you get your ass in here so I can beat it. And if I lose, I'm also one to eat crow. Although there's no crow to eat because I'm not projecting the Falcons to win or lose this game. When your team wins, you're allowed to smack talk. When your team loses, you got to eat some crow, one way or another. For me, it's to be factual, to be upfront with every single person. Start saying what we need to improve on and where we're safe. Whew. I'm sorry, y'all. This is probably not the content that you want. I'm sorry, y'all. This is not the Falcons content that you probably want. So here's the deal. Here's the deal. All of y'all in the chat, all of y'all watching this stream, tomorrow, have your notifications on. New film breakdown. New live show right before the game. 30-minute stream. 6 o'clock. We're going to move it up to 6. 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Tune into the show here on Unintentional Grounding and let me go to war for you. Let me come in here and start laying down the facts. Don't worry. I'll have not only new film breakdown for you so you can enjoy that, but also an amazing new live stream with a whole set of stuff of why the Falcons will win, why the Falcons will lose, and how this game is going to go down the wire, and then I'll make my pick on the game and all of the week's games. Tune into that show or else you're square. Or else you're like Eminem, who got shut down by Machine Gun Kelly. By the way, Eminem is one of the greatest of all time. Let's just put that out there. Let's just put a fact out there. Greatest of all time. Your early work was some of the hungriest, some of the nastiest, some of the most iconic songs. But don't think that Machine Gun Kelly's diss on you, his rap diss on you, is just some fling that's going to go away and you're going to stay on the top. Just, you need to be careful about that. Machine Gun Kelly's diss was so fire, and I know where Machine Gun Kelly is on the tier of rappers right now. He's definitely still slightly under Eminem, maybe in the second tier. But don't sleep. Don't sleep on a man who's hungry, who's out here putting out good content. Don't sleep on a man who's out here putting out good content. Go check out Machine Gun Kelly his diss video. Rap Devil. His flow was average. His flow was average, but it was more pointed at being a joke than anything. It was more pointed at being a joke than anything. All the stuff that he said was facts. All the things that he said was facts. I don't think the Eminem stuff was not facts either. But when we start comparing the two, there's a little bit of a miscue in the story here. Something's wrong with Eminem. Something's wrong with this situation with Machine Gun Kelly. And you can go down through all the media stuff about how it's happened and how the dislike has happened. But bro, there's something deeper. There's something much deeper. There's something personally deeper with these two. So I enjoy that rappers are getting hungry and they want to take each other out. Go to war. Meanwhile, Logic is just sitting back here and it's just like, all right, well, y'all just keep blowing yourself up. That's fine, man. I mean, you know, if that's all you guys got as far as like, you know, content that you're gonna throw out, that's fine. That's fine. You know, whatever. That's fine. You know, you wanna throw out there, and you want to be a true gangster and whatnot. M's been in the game for a really long time, and I'm not out here to diss any rappers, man. I'm just out here to spit my flames about what's going on in our social situation, how we can make this better. There's a couple of rappers like that. There's a couple artists out there right now like that have really intrigued me, and really opened my eyes to the rap scene right now. Really opened my eyes. Super happy. What do you think about Ricky Ortiz? I think he's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But I'll have more to break down tomorrow. Be here. Be here for that show. I'm not moving it up. 6 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Not only will you get a new film breakdown, but you'll also get my live show here. And then I'm going to sit back. You better be subscribed to you better be following me on Twitter, because I'm going to be tweeting out everything that happens during the Eagles and Falcons game. And then the moment the game ends, guess where I'm going to be? Right here in the office, right here in the dungeon, dark room, hitting the film so hard. Hitting that film as hard as I possibly can, and then I'll give you an instant reaction, a live reaction on the Facebook page. Go to the Facebook page, Unintentional Grounding, the Falcons Nest. Link is in the description of this video. Go out there, go find the Unintentional Grounding Facebook page, the group, the Falcons Nest, and I will have a live video, an instant reaction of what has happened. Boys and girls, this was the rant. This was the rant. And I hope that you guys had a wonderful time listening to it, and I'm sorry that this was the type of content that you tuned in for, but I'm so sick and tired of watching people trample over my team and trample over me, saying that I'm not worth shit. And I am sick and tired of the work that I put in being told that it is mediocre when I am every day evolving to be better. And that is why I have concentrated all of my efforts, any outside groups, any outside Facebook stuff, any outside things that are not Unintentional Grounding or the Falcons Nest or with my grounder, staying grounded. All of that's been pushed out. All of that is blocked. And starting today, the focus is solely on this channel and solely on my website and solely on my Facebook group. And if you're a real grounder, you're going to be in one of those places. Listen to this content. And listening to nothing but the facts and the truth. My name's Lieutenant Dan. This was Unintentional Grounding. Live from Orlando, Florida. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Sleep sweet dreams with sugar plums over your head. Because you know what happens tomorrow? Tomorrow, the NFL season starts. The thing we've all been waiting for months and months and months of constant waiting, constant fear, constant anticipation, constant anxiety. It all ends as soon as either our kicker or their kicker kicks the ball off and we go. Y'all take it easy. Peace. Hair grease. Rise up. Stay grounded. Listen to nothing but the facts and the truth from this guy. Guy right here. Appreciate y'all.